Hi, my name is Baxter Patterson. Today we're going through some process improvements on some data points that we have on our course exceeding rates, meeting rates, and non-meeting rate. And today we're going to go through ways that we've made this data in Excel easier to generate, ways we have made it more presentable in uh, Power BI, and I will take you through those first ones now. All right, so here we have our list of outcome units where what we want to do really with this is for each row, we want to put it in the table we have on the AOL report. So to do that, rather than having to make 11 tables where we just have to go through every bit of data and plug it in manually, we have this button here that we can click and it will make one of those tables with this data from each row for every row. And that is just saving us a whole lot of time, a whole lot of effort, and it's really just getting the ball rolling a lot quicker than we can as people while plugging it in manually. So when I click this here, it'll take me to what file I want to put it in. And I will click that. Oh, not that one. There we are. And I will show you once that loads, because that does take a while. So once that loads, I will show you the results of that. Thank you. And all right, so here we have all the AOL reports regarding the different rows in the list of outcomes. So here's our first one. It'll load. Here we are. So that has filled out through the thing, through the button, it has filled out all the different things we need, which would be the same as all the others. So here's this one. And they go on for each of those 11 rows. So all these here maintain the same chart from the report, but they've all been filled out with each row of data from the list of outcomes. So now we have them all right there where we can see whichever one we want from each row individually. Thank you. All right, so here we have our master list. Our master list here is basically all the data we're going to use to then generate our Power BI, our dashboard, which in the following thing I will show you will really go into this data in a lot easier and more presentable way. Because currently this is a lot for anyone to go through. And it's not really in order either, or, like there's no way to sort it by course or major or see it, or yeah. So that does make it a lot more difficult to go through the data, which we will improve with our dashboard. Okay, so here we have our dashboard where we have our course levels compared to the uh, exceeding rate, the meeting rate, and the non-meeting rate. So you can see here that you can click on any of these here and they will give you a general outcome here of what is going on. So that is for undergraduates there. And this here is for postgraduates. You can see you can swap those so easily and see exactly what the data is telling us just in this little table here. We have the same thing here if you press the whole graph. That then just goes back to all the data. Whereas you can click this through all of them. We have here where they're sorted between locations of where these people are studying. We also have the different majors that they're doing, where we can see what their rates are under that certain course. And at the same time, we have this here, which is basically a search engine where you can go through all the data that we have. So you can look up total exceeds. You can look up total exceeds from accounting. And that shows you here as well. You can go through all the data there on this little search engine that we have here, which is a super useful tool. And then to reset it, you just have to click a graph again. So that is how this dashboard works and how we can interact with it so easily, which is a lot easier than having to go through all these sorts of just a whole lot of data trying to extract what we do have and don't have, and then make a million graphs out of it, where we can have these three graphs, a couple more if we choose to, and go through, click what you want to see, and it'll pop up. And that is miles easier than having to dive through all this data and produce a graph for every single one of them. This is a very easy step. All you have to do is go through, click what you want on there, and it'll tell you. So we can isolate undergraduates, we can isolate postgraduates, we can isolate people just on the Hawthorn campus. We can do all that with a click of a button. All right, so that concludes my video for today on the improvements we have made through Excel and Power BI. Thank you so much for your time. Hopefully these are very useful. I'll see you next time.